What a great morning. What a great morning. What a great day this will be. What a great time this is right now. Hey, we appreciate you listening to the Clara Luper Show this morning, September the 20th, 2008. This is your time. This is our time to make a difference in our great state. The Great State Fair is here. The football game last night between Douglas and Star Spencer. Oh, man, what a game that was. But we'll tell you more about that. But then otherwise, we want to remind you that you have responsibilities today, not only right there as you look around you, but you have responsibilities out here in the community. Good things will continue to happen. This part of the program is being brought to you by none other than Calvin Luper himself, live and in beautiful living color, right here. Make sure that you call that neighbor, you call that friend, you've invited them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper Show. Those of you out there on the East Coast, hey, don't worry about it. Those of you out there on the West Coast, hey, I know that you are enjoying it. Those of you up there near Canada, up in Alaska, I guess you got me on up in Alaska, but then we know that you too are listening because we are preparing ourselves to show how great our United States is. Oh, don't let me forget our citizens in Texas. We are ready for you. We know that we here in Oklahoma City, if anything that you need, please call Oklahoma City. Dear Oklahoma City, we need your help, and have no fear. We will be there. We're still prepared to help all of the hurricane survivors, I guess you could call it that. But those of you that are in need there in Galveston and the Houston area, have no fear. Oklahoma City is here for you. Why can I say that so confidently? Because of the fact that it is the truth. You know, we're willing to help. But what we're going to have to do is make sure that our Red Cross here is primed back up. We're going to have to make sure that our sheriffs, you've seen our sheriffs and our officers down there, but then that's only a part of it. But what you have not seen is the true love of Oklahoma City. Great things will continue to happen. Let me remind you that on Monday nights, the Oklahoma City NAACP Youth Council still meets at the Freedom Center there, 2609 Martin Luther King Avenue. Let me remind you that the hometown IGA, still call it that. Calvin, all these years, and you still call it hometown IGA. I guess it's just a habit is a habit, but it's hometown grocery store located there at 23rd and Northeast Martin Luther King is available for you, is open for you, because they have the best in prices, they have the courteous in workers, they have, it's nothing there that you will can find in any other store across our great nation. Hometown, 23rd and Northeast Martin Luther King. We are ready, Lex, and I appreciate your help this morning. We kind of did a rare thing after all these years, but I guess because the State Fair is here, it's time to do some rare things. It's time to be a little different, and we are being a little different this morning. But we want you to sit back, to enjoy this next selection that we're going to play just a few minutes of, and while we get the rest of our notes together. So, Brother Hornbeck, don't worry about it. Things are going to get better.
Actually,
Brother
Calvin, we have a caller that's been holding for a while.
Okay, let's
Let's go
catch
to the
that
caller.
caller. I know that he's tired of holding on. Let us catch that caller, would you? Good morning, caller. Thank you for your patience and your understanding. How are you doing this beautiful morning?
I'm Calvin. How are you? This is Willard.
Oh, this is Willard.
Yes, it is.
Willard
Lindsay.
Willard Lindsay. Okay. Great. I was worried about catching your call. How are you doing? What's going on?
Oh, well, nothing much. We're just trying to keep you informed. I told you we try to touch bases with you every other week or so, and like I say, I'm out here trying to encourage your listening audience like you do each week to stay informed and stay in front of that train of information.
I appreciate your call because I need to know, man. You've challenged us during the last few weeks. You've really challenged us,
man, I'm not hearing you
on our
clearly.
Intelligence on what to do and what's going on. there, not only at the state capitol, but what's happening in our community, particularly District 98, 99, District 99, House
We're having
District
some interesting
99.
discussions in District 99, actually. I think one of the things that keep jumping out at my each time I talk with folks, though, is how can we change the circumstances that we're dealing with as it relates to us having a voice at the state capitol. And I think that as I talk with residents, they say, well, what are you preparing to do? I say, well, I think we need to go in some different directions, without a doubt. Not that we all want anything different. I think we all want the same things, Calvin. But when they're asking me, they're saying, well, it doesn't look like anything got done. And I just think so many folks in our community don't really understand the methodology of politics, and we get caught up thinking it's about some ideology. When I say we got to have 51 votes, that doesn't click to them that a caucus of 44 can't deliver 51 votes on any given day. That's interesting, and I find that interesting a lot of times.
Willard, I was making a little change here.
Okay.
But then you're right, because of the fact that things are happening out there, a lot of things that we don't know about. But then you're calling to keep us informed, keep us up to date on what's going on. You have a plan also, don't you, to make a difference. You say that you can make a difference there at the state capitol representing House District 99, right?
I believe I do. I think that first and foremost, we have to go in some different directions as it relates to how we negotiate the outcomes that we want for House District 99 for African American citizens in Oklahoma County. We want good education. We want affordable health care. We want all of us to be able to have the opportunity to have comparable and quality housing. The debate as to whether or not that comes through forms of entitlement or political set-asides, we probably need to debate that in light of the fact that we have a Republican-controlled legislature. That might not be a real popular debate to get passage on. Again, like I say, if we're trying to get 51 votes, and they're holding 57 of those votes, we're probably going to have to talk about it in terms that's going to have some attraction that they can identify with on the other side of that aisle. And so when I say, can I bring a debate for us as an African-American constituency, I believe I can. And we just have to be clear on what we want, and let's talk about how we want to ask for it.
Okay. Well, Brother Lindsay, I realize the fact that you are a Republican. I realize also, I know that you are definitely black.
I was black.
Well, African American. That is the politically correct way to say it. But I know that in the past, that the African Americans in the Republican Party, since J.C. Watts, they really haven't made that much impact on the community in any way. I'm just hopeful. I'm just wondering what difference you make. You say it's 51 votes that are needed to pass a bill. And during the past years, have we been able to, the crossover, we often talk about the crossover vote, but have they been able to, have our representatives that have been out there, what difference have the Republicans made in the bills that our representatives from District 99 have made? And the other districts, other African Americans, I'm sitting here now looking at the Tulsa paper, whereas Bernard, Sister McIntyre over there, has made a difference for the Tulsa community in a tremendous way.
I'm having a real difficult time hearing you, but I think the question is have we made inroads and have we been successful in getting an audience on the other side of the aisle? I looked at a legislative report of the last session for the Black Caucus, and again, first off, I'd like to always talk about the positive things, Calvin.
Okay.
We've had an African American in the legislature that was actually chairman of the Black Caucus, who did a yeoman's job in the last 2 years, which is one legislative session, pulling off some victories for African American voters that normally would not have happened, him being a member of the Minority Legislative Caucus. But we saw the same thing happen in Tulsa, which Jabbar Shoemate. Some marginally good success, given the fact that they were minority members of the legislative body up there. We haven't saw that same occurrence in all cases, though. And so when we talk about does seniority matter, seniority clearly matters because it'll say that you have some folks that you carry some water for that might look out for you and remember that you did some good things for them. Sending representatives there from our county that had no seniority, nobody owes them anything, and that's not a good practice. I think we say, yes, Mike did a super job. Probably needs to go back again. But to make that deal work even better, we've got to make sure that somebody's over there talking to not only the 44 Democrat votes. Someone needs to be hearing the same message, carrying the same message to the 57 Republican voters over there. Again, we got to have 51. You can go 44, but that at least me short 7 votes. And so when you hamstring people like Jabbar Shoemate or Mike Shelton and expect political victories, that's really, really hard to make happen. African Americans need to make sure we have a voice on both sides of the aisle, and that's why I'm running.
That's why you plan. That's why you're running. You know,
I
but
believe we get the
then
deal done that way.
Let's look at reality here, because of the fact that the Oklahoma City community, the Tulsa community, the African American community across the state, we've had a lot of wants. We've had a lot of I really wishes that we've tried to get done, but we haven't been able to get done. And there's 7 votes. Do you seriously, deep in your heart, believe that as on that Republican side of the aisle, that you will be able to tell those other Republicans, to convince those other Republicans that you need their vote, we need their vote to make a difference? Do you really think you can do that?
I think that is the message that we have to have African Americans understand. Just as we are sending a minority member of the majority party in Washington, and for the first time in our lifetime, we have Democrats running Congress, and we're looking at sending an African American who happens to be a Democrat to Congress. We have to understand that the strategy has always been in this community to send a minority member of the majority party. For the first time in our lifetime, we did in 2006. We were misguided, I believe, by a handful of those leaders that we thought knew better to do something we'd never done before, and we've got disastrous results. You really have to read the report and look at the fact that there was a cataclysmic failure to get a political agenda moved in House District 99. It simply didn't happen. When we're talking about individuals saying, well, I co-sponsored this or co-sponsored that means they voted for somebody else's bill. They signed on to somebody else's legislation, and none of our work got done. Only other people's work got done. And so I say, can we, as an African-American constituency, do the right thing for us and get beyond what's good for a party? I'm not necessarily loving Democrats or hating Republicans or middle of the road with independents. I'm saying, what about our agenda? Is the people's business, African-Americans, it's their business getting done. And I think we can help make that happen, Calvin, if we together as a people recognize Mike Shelton and Lindsey could do a better deal than Mike Shelton and someone else. It's not about the 44 votes. It's about getting to the 51.
Okay. Now, you speak of agenda. There is a agenda. There are a lot of things that are needed in the black community and African American community. That's similar to the black community, if not the exact same thing. But the agenda that is needed, you think that is needed for our community. Do you have a specific thing that you would share? You said something about health care, and I know that there's definitely a need in education, which we will bring up a little later in the show. Some things going on in our educational system that I think is shameful, that I'm curious about. Matter of fact, we have some people that are going to be looking into our educational system, particularly here in Oklahoma City, as to why and what is going on when a young man or a young lady can go to school for 12 years and come out of school and not still be able to do math right, not be able to write a good paragraph, barely can talk, they sagging and all that. Do you think that you as a representative will be able to make a difference in our educational system? Can you, as a representative, make a difference in our financial system? How How can we feel the effect of what a representative does? Not because you're an African American. We don't want to put all the blame on that, but as a representative of the people, come up with something that will make a difference in our community. Not just in our churches, not just in our little organizations and things that we may have, but what can you do? What will you do when elected, if elected? While you're trying to be elected, what is your plan?
Again, like I said, still having a real difficult time hearing you. For whatever reason, your volume went way low when we started our interview here. But
turn your volume up and work with me here, because the question was,
on my phone
what will you specifically do? What can you specifically go in there already written up and ready to present to the 44 Democrats and to the 50-some-odd Republicans and say, this is what we would like to have in our African-American communities across our state?
Here's what I think that I can take the debate in this direction, that we need accountability in the education process. We've got a lot of fine teachers doing a great job with very little resources. I don't think dollars are making it to the classrooms, and I think that the outcomes are predictable. We've got a lot of at-risk schools in House District 99. We got Dunbar, North Highland. I need to get into those schools. I need to understand the mechanics of what's happening there. The debate, I believe, still has to be, are we dumbing down America? Are we really trying to educate these children? I've got charter schools in House District 99 that have come up with creative ways to leave children behind. Not that I'm supporting everything in the Leave No Child Behind initiative, but I know for a fact that we have to talk about the fact that children are being left behind. We're housed to go into the juvenile justice system, fast-tracked onto the welfare roll through our very education systems, and I'm not on board with that. So what specifically am I going to do? We're going to ask for different outcomes. If you want more funding, you want to raise teacher pay, we need to talk about comparable quality outcomes that are measurable and that have a tangible benefit to African Americans as a constituency. And I don't think that's happening. I think that we've gone along with wrong so long just to get along that we begin to accept wrong as the norm. And I'm just not on board with that. So, yes, I would probably say, emphatically, I will go in some different directions because I want better outcomes.
Okay. Now, you heard it live and in beautiful living color. Willard Lindsay himself talking about it, looking forward to doing something about it. Now, Willard, if I'm a Democrat, how can I vote for a Republican?
Well, I'm going to really ask voters to get beyond the party and say that we're sitting Willard because he happens to be a duck and the day they're taking ducks. But when you go to a poll on a general election, it really doesn't matter who you vote for. I think that straight party voting is what we've always done in our community, and I see no reason for us to change. However, I think we still need to look in this race in November and find Lindsay's name and say, I still think he was the better candidate to carry this message and to debate our interests. And so instead of making one check, I'm going to ask you if you want to help send the message to your party by checking my name, Willard Lindsay, and say, I still think he was the better candidate. So we're going to have to make 2 marks this year versus 1.
We can't write it in, just say Lindsay on it.
You don't need to write it in. My name will be on that ballot.
And name will be on that ballot. Well, I'd like to thank you so much, too.
He knew his way around, and he could get the deal done if we sent him.
You are indeed a talented young man. I've had the opportunity to see you play the piano during the Freedom Fiesta, during our recent Freedom Fiesta, where we looked up and we needed a pianist, and of all the people there in the audience, you stood up and went to that piano. Shocked everybody there in the room, but we were so proud of you, and you'll be taking that talent with you to our state capitol. I know Governor Henry will enjoy the fact that he has a pianist there on the Republican side. He has a pianist and a representative there that can then not only talk that talk, but walk that walk.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Well,
hold on just a minute, Lindsay. I know you've been holding a lot this morning, but then we're going to take a quick little break here, and we're going to play this quick little song, a little bit of it, and we'll get right back to you because we're at the State Fair, the Great Oklahoma State Fair, where it costs a lot to get in. Boy, it is worth every dollar of it. So sit back. Don't relax too much, but enjoy that second cup of coffee and listen to this. There are big shoes that have to be filled here in Oklahoma. There are big shoes that have to be filled in the Southwest. There are big shoes that have to be filled in our nation. One young man that did a great job of filling those shoes was a young man named Delbert Burnett. We're definitely going to miss you, Brother Burnett, Principal Burnett. Some of us call you Dr. Burnett, but Delbert Burnett, you were a friend. You were the former, you know what you were, but the audience that is listening out here at the fair that don't know, Delbert Burnett was a former teacher and high school principal who owned his own insurance agency. He opened a variety of nightclubs. He passed on September the 8th. Delbert Burnett, you would definitely be missed. We talked a little bit about you last week, Brother Burnett, because you were such an integral part of the NAACP, such an integral part of the athletics going on around our community. You are an integral part of our political community, and we're so proud of the fact that you had a chance to be there not only at Douglas High School, but at the other high schools and junior high schools where you were principal at, and you made a difference in thousands of young people's lives. We need more principals like you. We need more people that are willing to stand up and talk that talk and walk that walk. On the line here, I still believe I have a young man who's aspiring to make a difference. And he's aspiring to do it because of something deep in his heart, because he went to Douglas High School. I don't know if he was a former student of Brother Burnett, but I do know that he wants to make a difference in our community. Lindsay, you still with me?
Actually, Calvin, we lost him throughout our commercial break, so
okay.
Encourage him to call back.
All right, well, got to call back. If not, we will be talking more about it. Those of us out here at the fair, we want you to stop by the old-time photo booth and tell them that you heard about it on the Clara Luper Show. It's there located on Stagecoach Road, right there on the north side of the Travel and Transportation booth, Travel and Transportation building. You will see a big old beautiful display of the old-time photos. And tell Ruth Ann and Walter, welcome to Oklahoma, because they've come all the way down here to be a part of our great state fair. We know that they are having a great time. And there's a young man here that came, I think he's from Connecticut. Ty, is that where you're from? Yeah, Ty is from Connecticut. He has some beautiful jewelry over there. Those of you that are off into the jewelry, man, we got it out here at the state fair. Spend your day, all day. Spend your evening, all evening. There's going to be some events going on that you can participate in. There's a karaoke contest that's going on that I haven't entered it yet, but then I'm certain I'll wait on everybody else to sign up and save the best for last. We are live and in beautiful living color. There are something that the Edwards Edition community, they had to cancel that garage sale, but you'll hear more about that. We'll tell you more about that before the next sale comes up. I think that'll be in October sometime. The Youth Council, NACP Youth Council, I know what's happening there. That is that Monday night meeting you are invited to attend. You not only don't have to be a member, but you're invited to bring your young people there. Those kids that may need some help in their mathematics, those kids that may need some help in their English classes, those kids that may need some help understanding their history. We can help you there at the NACP Youth Council. We have tutors, we have ex-teachers, we have current teachers that will be happy to assist you in making our community, making our city, making our state a much better place. All righty. Moving right along here. Let me get that. No, that's the Tulsa paper. I don't want to talk about that one. But what I do want to talk about is Fifth Street Baptist Church coming up on the 26th of this month. That's next week sometime. They're going to have the women in our state will be having a great time. They're starting at Fifth Street Baptist Church and ending also at the Fifth Street Baptist Church on that Sunday morning. you'll be hearing a lot about that. Reverend Coleman and the deacons and the members of Fifth Street Baptist Church will be reminding you to be a part of it. It should be, it sounds like it will be, an event that you will never, ever, never, ever forget. But more than that, it will be an inspiration to you. It will be a motivation, to you. We are moving right along with several different things here. We are happy of the fact that there are some people that did go to school, did learn their math, did learn how to read well, because that's the nurses and the doctors that exist in our hospitals and in our nursing homes, but especially in our hospitals that are there willing to take care of you. I don't know how to say thank you to the young people there and the middle-aged people there at the St. Anthony Hospital. You've done a fantastic job because of the fact that you got Clarence in there and you got him in and out right quick and took care of what needed to be done. You've done the same thing with numerous people that I'm certain that as we look around, all of us know someone who's been affected by the dynamic staff there at the St. Anthony Hospital here in Oklahoma City. If you're out way long away, if you're down there in that Ardmore community, make sure that you contact the Fox. But when she started talking about Langston University, she's not just bragging. She's telling you the truth. The Fox, Ms. Johnson, is a dynamic supporter of the activities there in the Ardmore area. But she's a fantastic supporter of the Langston University community, which expands across this world. And Langston has made a difference. No matter what may be going on now, we know that the graduates, we know that the students out at Langston will go on, will continue. It's just another little bump in the road, and they will pass over that bump and come on out here in the community and make this community a much better place. You know, as we get ready for the presidential election, everybody is talking about Obama this and McClain that, and the governor from Alaska this, and the Biden from somewhere. I forgot where Biden is from, but then wherever he's from, we know that as vice president, he will be standing up, not just for white folk, not just for hunters, not just for African Americans, not just for our Mexican community, not just for our Asian community, but he will be standing up for the entire United States of America. But he will be supporting a young man that we have to be proud of, none other than Obama. I saw a sign today that said, Grandma's again for Obama. I thought that was real cute, and it kind of rhymed a little bit, but I thought it was extremely cute. But we have to move on, make sure that we keep it current, watching the clock on the wall as it moves down. So thankful that that Mom is doing well. Those of you who have called, we appreciate your calls. Those of you that have been by, she appreciates your visits, and she's looking forward to this coming week because there's something that Clara Luper has up, and Nancy Davis, and Mrs. Walker, Mrs. Hunter. There's something that will be coming up there at the Freedom Center that you need to know about. But as I'm looking at it, Lex, how is it looking out there? I'm showing 6 minutes to go, and we're here at the fair, so, you know, we kind of get lost in time because the crowd is starting to come in.
Yeah, Calvin, you're lost in time because my clock says 4.
Your clock says 4 minutes? My goodness gracious. I can't readjust it.
Well, Calvin, time waits for no one. Time waits for no one.
Isn't that a blessing? Okay. Well, but time has waited on a whole bunch of folk this week. I know a whole bunch of folk this week that had some birthdays. I can start off with my dear sweet auntie, Onita Brown, my outstanding dynamic sister, Merlin Hildred, my great friend, Mildred. Your mother is having a birthday next week. Should I do this right now? Get my voice right here. Let's do this right now because I know I'm a registered voter. I'm a member of the NAACP, and we've done our very best to invite all of you to become members of the NAACP, to become a registered voter, no matter who you vote for, but to big thing is express your opinion there at the ballot box. Just don't talk about it. Be about it. So sit back, and listen to this. Happy birthday, Mildred. Happy birthday, Marilyn. Happy birthday, Auntie Onita. Happy birthday to you. But may you have many, many more. Don't forget hometown. Don't forget Gates Barbershop. Don't forget 23rd Martin Luther King. Don't forget the Ralph Ellison Library, where we're making a difference in improving our community. We're not just going to talk about it, we're going to be about it. Make this a dynamic week. We love you. Stay tuned to another outstanding 23 hours. All not outstanding 23 shows, 24 shows that will be coming on this station here. Don't switch your dial, but be a part of it. Love you. Stay strong. Bye-bye.